Who do you think that third party would take more of, Democrats or Republicans?
Uh, my opinion is they'd take more Democrats because I think they tend to be younger. These independents, these independents tend to be younger. Now, traditionally, independents kind of move. And I don't mean any disrespect. They kind of go with the wind. So if the in party is doing a good job, they tend to be with the in party. If they're not, they go the other way, and it's very predictable. But I think there's a new kind of feeling about independent voting that's starting to take hold in the country, mostly because we, again, as I said earlier in this interview, with 3 out of 4 Americans kind of down the mouth about where we are and where we're going, they're looking for an alternative they've yet to find.
Where do you think we are right now? Do you think President Biden has a winnable message? Or do you think that it's a ripe time for a GOP strong contender to really not steal the presidency, get voted in as a president?
Great question. If you look at the approval, disapproval numbers of Joe Biden today, of President Biden, they're lousy. They're about the worst in history. And you look at that and say, not a chance. There's no way that someone with those kinds of numbers amid the entire public would be able to survive that. I think he's got one shot to win as we see the race today. I think, again, lots of things are about to happen. His shot is, I call him the default candidate. So if the Republican Party ends up with a nominee that can't close the sale, that there are issues with, there are problems with, that the country is wrestling with, and of course you're going to have the issues of abortion and immigration and others that were very red hot in the midterms coming back into play again potentially, especially with the abortion bans in the states, et cetera, and they talk about maybe a national abortion ban. I think that the president's best shot is to do very little other than try to be Mr. Safe, if he can be. Mr. Quiet, Mr. Safe, just do my job. And hope the Republicans don't nominate someone who is energetic, on message, and electorally speaking, on fire.
And what should we watch for next? You mentioned that August debate, but between now and then, what should we keep our eyes out for?
Well, look at how candidates, Brittany, handled the heat, right? And certainly you mentioned several times the governor of Florida. He's getting his first real test on that stage. There'll be new ones to the presidential stage. I'm interested to see how Burgum does, and Asa Hutchinson, who is really a class public leader from Arkansas, had a great run, 2-term run as governor of Arkansas, a traditional conservative, how he fares. And some of the true outsiders, Ramaswamy, I mean, he's fascinating. He may completely go nowhere, or maybe he catches fire. I think any of those can happen. That's why I think between now and that first debate in August, as we now live on social media, right, and Facebook, and of course, not yet banned TikTok, that we're looking for how they handle the moments, and everyone's going to have, is going to be on stage in that way. And I think it's going to shift now from just the governor of Florida to some of these others who, for the first time, will get a shot at mesmerizing or not the American public.
This is definitely one of my favorite subjects. We could talk about it certainly all day. At least I could, I know that. So I hope you join me soon and we can rehash any new updates that I'm sure will happen. Adam Goodman, thank you for joining me.